Hello wrestling fans, this is Van Venom, and today I want to talk about some of the peculiar storylines in WWE. WWE has had some storylines so bad that fans knew they were going to crash on liftoff, while others seemed like can't-miss opportunities. Whether the storylines insulted the fans' intelligence, turned popular wrestlers into creeps, broached subjects no one wanted to see in wrestling, or had other unknown factors waiting to ruin them, here are 10 storylines doomed to fail. But before that, if you're new to our channel, please remember to subscribe and put notifications on so you won't miss any of our unbelievable videos.
Are you ready?
Number 10. Beaver Cleavage. In 1999, the WWE could seemingly do no wrong. The company had an unbeatable lineup of main eventers including The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Mick Foley, and Triple H, as well as a solid undercard with storylines for everyone. On the business front, the WWE was crushing WCW and was on its way to becoming a publicly traded corporation. Whether it was arrogance or a simple misfire, the WWE decided to run a storyline featuring an incestuous relationship between wrestler Beaver Cleavage, formerly Mosh of the Headbangers, and his storyline mother, Mrs. Cleavage. The storyline was meant to parody the comedy series Leave It to Beaver, but disgusted fans, leading to the WWE dumping the angle and incorporating it into another angle where Beaver disavowed the storyline. Number 9. Katie Vick. In 2002, someone in WWE said, "Let's run an angle where the babyface is accused of having sex with the corpse of his girlfriend or girl who's just a friend. Then, we'll have the heel accuser reenact the dirty deed in a vignette. This will be guaranteed heat and box office." An angle reminiscent of the Attitude Era fans were longing to return to. This angle proved disastrous, with fans wondering how the WWE had suddenly sunk so low. As bad as the Beaver Cleavage angle was, the WWE ran this one not because they thought they could do no wrong, but because they were desperate and out of touch with their audience. While this was the worst angle of 2002, it reflected overall creative problems the WWE grappled with due to a lack of competition. Number 8. The Brawl For All. What's the worst that could happen when you throw together a real-life fight tournament between your company's top tough men? In the WWE's case, they had the disaster known as the Brawl For All, a tournament that led to the injuries of several superstars including Road Warrior Hawk, the Godfather, Brakkus, and Savio Vega. Steve "Dr. Death" Williams was reportedly seen as the easy favorite to win, with the WWE planning to use Williams' victory to push him into a main event program with Stone Cold Steve Austin. However, Williams suffered an injury and lost in the second round, leading to his early departure. Ultimately, Bart Gunn, best known for his work in the Smoking Guns tag team, won the tournament, leaving WWE without its planned winner. The WWE put Bart Gunn into a real-life boxing match with boxer Butterbean at WrestleMania 15, where Gunn got his clock cleaned in just 35 seconds. Some believe WWE put Gunn into the fight as punishment for ruining their plans for Steve Williams. Whether or not this is true, the WWE fired Gunn, ending his run in the company. Number 7. Incorporating Road Warrior Hawk's personal demons into an angle. Wrestlers' battles with drugs and/or alcohol are well known to fans, but that doesn't mean they should be incorporated into angles. That's the lesson WWE learned when it decided to take advantage of Road Warrior Hawk's personal demons, running an angle where Hawk's addiction problems adversely affected his legendary tag team with Road Warrior Animal. The Legion of Doom, as they were known in WWE, were reportedly unhappy with the angle, but went ahead with it. The angle featured wrestler Droz trying to replace Hawk, and was eventually going to be revealed as the person supplying Hawk's drugs. The angle culminated in a controversial segment where Road Warrior Hawk tried to end his life by jumping off of the Titantron, with Droz trying to stop him, or was he? Fans probably wished the writers who pitched this idea had been knocked off the Titantron, as the horror stories of wrestlers' personal demons destroying their lives was too much to turn into a storyline. Number 6. Fake Razor and Fake Diesel. WWE lost two of its biggest stars in 1996 when Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon, and Kevin Nash, aka Diesel, jumped ship to WCW. While WCW had Hall and Nash, they didn't have the rights to the Razor and Diesel characters, leading WWE to decide that they'd repackage two wrestlers as the new Razor Ramon and Diesel. When announcer Jim Ross announced he was bringing Razor Ramon and Diesel back to the WWE, the wrestling world lost its mind. How had Vince McMahon pulled off the coup of the century? It turned out he didn't, as Razor and Diesel were two imposters dressed as Razor and Diesel, but played by Rick Bogner and Glenn Jacobs. The fans revolted at the bait and switch, but WWE actually kept both wrestlers around before finally giving up on the debacle. Eventually, Jacobs would find success as The Undertaker's brother Kane, and the real Razor Ramon and Diesel would get the unexpected bonus of a windfall when WCW discovered neither Hall nor Nash was under a binding contract. WCW scrambled to sign them, reportedly throwing in an extra $400,000 a year for each man. And fans wonder why WCW announcer Tony Schiavone referred to WCW as a coffin on roller skates. Number 5. Muhammad Hassan. When the WWE aired vignettes of an Arab-American wrestler, Muhammad Hassan, and his battle to overcome prejudice from his fellow Americans, fans were skeptical whether the WWE could pull off a character based on real prejudices in the wake of 9/11. While the character of someone with legitimate complaints about discrimination was good on paper, the WWE had no idea how to pull it off, instead turning Hassan into yet another heel. As bad as that was, things went downhill when the WWE had Hassan align himself with henchmen dressed like terrorists. The WWE taped an angle on SmackDown where said terrorists kidnapped The Undertaker and chose to air the show the same day as real terror attacks in London, despite the fact WWE had the option of editing out the segment. Whether the WWE was looking for publicity or just made a bad judgment call, the UPN network demanded the removal of the Hassan character from TV. There's some evidence Hassan was slated to become the youngest world champion in WWE history, but the WWE's mismanagement of the character doomed him from the beginning. Number 4. DDP stalks The Undertaker's wife. The invasion angle suffered from a lack of serious star power on the side of WCW, but DDP provided some main event power when he entered the WWE. Unfortunately, his storyline involved him stalking Sarah, the Undertaker's wife at the time, completely ignoring the widely known fact that DDP was married to the much younger and, honestly, way hotter Kimberly. Also, Paige was a beloved babyface in WCW and came off as a complete creep in the angle, regardless of whether he was supposed to be a heel or face. Worse, Paige jobbed for much of the program, reducing his value in future WWE storylines. Number 3. The Bret Hart vs. Mr. McMahon feud. In 2010, Bret Hart returned to Monday Night Raw, burying the hatchet with longtime nemesis Shawn Michaels in an emotional reunion in the ring. Later that night, the Hitman seemed to reconcile with Vince McMahon, only for McMahon to kick Hart in the grapefruits, leading to a match at WrestleMania 26. The problem here was that neither man had any business stepping into the ring, with Hart being a stroke survivor who could suffer a serious injury should he take a bad bump, and McMahon's in-ring work at this stage of his life questionable. The match was horrible, as expected, and would have been better served had Bret and Vinnie Mac chosen their own wrestlers, similar to WrestleMania 23's Battle of the Billionaires. Number 2. The New World Order in WWE. While the idea of the NWO in WWE seemed great on paper, there were two problems: Hulk Hogan and Scott Hall. Fans were genuinely excited to see the New World Order invade the WWE, but fans hadn't seen Hulk Hogan in 8 years, and nostalgia overwhelmed the desire to boo the heel Hogan. The WWF had no choice but to turn Hogan babyface, removing Hogan from the Men in Black. In Hall's case, his personal demons were out of control and he had no business being in the ring or in a big program. The WWE released Hall, and with Hogan now a babyface, only Kevin Nash remained. The WWE's efforts to recruit new members fizzled out, and once Nash tore his quad, the angle was scrapped altogether. Number 1. The Invasion Angle. When the WWE bought out both ECW and WCW, it seemed only a matter of time before WWE superstars would be fighting WCW wrestlers. And that's what fans got not long after the purchase, with WWE launching its Invasion Angle featuring WCW and ECW stars teaming up to take out the WWE. The angle had money written all over it, but as fans know, it turned into one of wrestling's biggest disappointments. There are many reasons mentioned for the failure. The WWE trying to sign top names from WCW, the WWE failing to sign top names from WCW, the WWE focusing the angle around the McMahon family, and WWE not giving the program the time it deserved to play out. Without a doubt, the angle had the potential to make WWE considerable money. Invasion, the first pay-per-view based on the storyline, drew a reported 770,000 buys, one of the highest numbers ever, particularly for a non-WrestleMania show. In the end, the storyline was doomed for one reason. The WWE refused to put WCW and ECW stars over the WWE stars, almost as if the WWE wanted to remind fans why Vince McMahon's company was still in business and WCW and ECW were not. I'm Van Venom, and if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments below.